In New York, he was a shooting guard. In Toronto, he's a point guard. But if the Raptors want to maximize Immanuel Quickley's ceiling, what position does he need to play long term? Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to Amateur Sports 2, the second channel in the Amateur Hour Production Network for additional Toronto Raptors content. In videos just like this, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and also check out the main channel, Amateur Sports, with no number, if you have not done so already. We're almost at 17K subs there. We're almost at 2,000 over here. And in today's video, I want to talk about Immanuel Quickley, because Raptors fans mostly are high on Immanuel Quickley. Like, we like the potential, we like the player, but we see some cracks in the foundation potentially as far as, playing the point guard position is concerned. Undoubtedly, a lot of talent, good ceiling. We'll discuss maybe how high that ceiling is and how high many people think that ceiling is. But there's some certain things we have a little bit of worries about the player as well, which we're going to go through in today's video. And ultimately, we're going to try and decide what the best position is for him to play long-term with the Raptors if they want to maximize his potential. So for starters, I asked this question to you guys in my Amateur Sports community. 17,000 subs over there, so we have a pretty good sample of Raptors fans to ask. And of the 2.7K votes overall, wow, 74% of voters said that his best position to maximize his long-term development is in the point guard position. And usually when I put up polls on the main channel like this, I have a certain idea of how these polls are going to go. I can guesstimate and get pretty accurate as far as the result for the polls. I just like seeing overall the consensus amongst Raptors fans. For a poll like this, I'm pretty surprised. I was expecting to see this more so around 50-50, and if anything, I was expecting the shooting guard spot to be a little bit higher than the point guard spot, because I think a lot of what Immanuel Quickley brings to the court and brings to the Raptors is that of a two guard. And even though he has made some strides as far as being a point guard for the Raptors, again, you just consistently see a lot of his off-ball tendencies and how good they can be. We're seeing his ability to play off the ball. We're seeing his ability to maybe just get those better looks when he's not tasked with creating it for himself, being the lead ball handler all the time. I will say his playmaking and his overall, he has improved in that endeavor as far as being a point guard is concerned. We'll give him credit where credit is due. He played as a point guard in college, did well in the point guard position as far as scoring is concerned, not so much in playmaking. So over time, New York shifts him to the two guard, playing next to Jalen Brunson. And again, just looking overall at his statistics, I showed this in the main channel video I did recently, but just wanted to bring it back here. A big jump in assists is great to see, but a drop in efficiency overall, not so great to see, from 45% to 42%. It could be a case of he's not playing with as talented of players in Toronto, especially amidst the tank that is going on with the team, but it also could be maybe there's a lack of ability overall to put pressure on the rim when he's handling the ball. When he gets a full head of steam, when he's got the space, when he's got the runway to get to the rim, he's pretty talented there. Not so great when finishing amongst the trees, and not so great when he's just got to rely on his ball handling to get to the rim. So for that reason, maybe playing as the off-ball guard makes a little bit more sense, perhaps. Also, when it comes to playmaking, sometimes can be a little bit predictable. He's not selfish, which is great. He likes to move the ball, but can be sometimes a little bit predictable. Maybe the execution on those passes isn't always the best. And this is coming from a guy, I'm a big Immanuel Quickley fan, and I love the stride he's taken as a point guard. I think he's a good passer. I think he's a good ball handler. But as far as being the lead point guard for an NBA team, are those skill sets really there to reach his ceiling? Well, to answer that, we first need to discuss what is his ceiling. I asked you guys as well, what do you guys think his ceiling is? And this was another one that was a little bit surprising. It's not uncommon for Raptors fans in my community to be more optimistic when it comes to Raptors questions and their players. So for this one, the most voted category amongst what is the ceiling for Immanuel Quickley was Fringe All-Star. It was kind of tough to come up with like a middle tier here where like what's below Fringe All-Star. I feel like he's already kind of there, especially with, some of these statistics that we have already seen for the player, like 17.7 points per game. I imagine his efficiency will grow a little bit as he starts to play with better players. I imagine he'll get better with the assists, playing in the point guard position more often. But 44% of voters said all-star, 47% said fringe all-star. So what we see here is Raptors fans are high on him. Personally, I see his ceiling as a fringe all-star, just continuing to get better here, though I'm not sure he'll ever trend into an all-star. Listen, I'd love it if he's made an all-star team. I just don't really see it. So to get to that point, what needs to sharpen up? A little bit of ball handling, definitely. A little bit tighter with the passing. But I think the biggest thing Immanuel Quickley needs to develop, like he's got the shooting for sure. Can't shoot in the corners, which maybe leads to, which is strange by the way, but he can't shoot in the corners, which maybe does suggest that playing as the ball handler, as a point guard, makes a little bit more sense, but needs to sharpen the ball handling a little bit, needs to tighten the passing a little bit, but the biggest thing is he's got to start finishing the rim a little bit better. If he's not got the runway, if there's bigs in the area, he's still got to find a way to be more efficient on the inside, and hopefully these things are being worked on here. Look, Immanuel Quickley is not old in any way whatsoever. He's 24 years old. He's going to be 25 a little bit later on this year as well. So still a young player. Look, still a developing player and adapting to a new position that he's playing with the Toronto Raptors. But is this the right position for Immanuel Quickley to succeed? As I've kind of alluded to over the course of this video, I feel like a lot of the traits that Immanuel Quickley brings to this team are more suited to being a shooting guard. That being said, just because I think the answer to the question is what is Immanuel Quickley's best ceiling or best position to maximize his long-term development, though my answer would likely be shooting guard, if we want to maximize the ceiling of the Raptors as a whole, Immanuel Quickley needs to play as the point guard. He's not that big. He's 6'3", 6'4". Like he's got decent size, but as far as switchability is concerned, he's not. He's got to guard. You want it to guard the point guard. So I think playing him as the point guard allows you to be a little bit more sizable in other positions. I'm thinking Grady Dick is your 2 guard. He's 6'7". He's got size. RJ Barrett's at your 3. He's got size. Hopefully he develops defensively. And you can play Barnes at the 4. And then you have your big, Jakob Poeltl, for the time being at the 5. I think that's a good lineup to be working with going forward. And you can supplement that, even maybe swap in a starter or 2 that comes through maybe a lottery pick or 2 of the upcoming NBA draft in 2024. So I think size-wise, Immanuel Quickley's got to be playing in the point guard position. It's kind of like Fred VanVleet, where Fred seemingly was more of a shooting guard when he first came to the Raptors. But size-wise, needed him to play point guard, started developing a lot of point guard traits, a lot of high-quality point guard traits, was a great player for this team. And I think that with Immanuel Quickley at 24 years old, he's already taken some significant steps to be that sort of lead point guard at the NBA level. I think the only direction for the development in that position is up. So to maximize Immanuel Quickley's potential, maybe it is playing him at shooting guard. But to maximize the Raptors' potential with Immanuel Quickley involved with the team, definitely got to play him as a point guard. So there's good flashes. There's good signs of development. Again, there's maybe a little bit of weaknesses here or there. Those sort of weaknesses were also present when he was playing in college. Maybe that's why there was a bit of a swap when New York decided to move him to the shooting guard position next to Jalen Brunson. Also, bringing in Jalen Brunson is a good reason to put Immanuel Quickley in the 2-guard spot. But overall, I'm high on Immanuel Quickley. Not as high as to say, maybe an NBA All-Star is on the cards in the future, an All-Star appearance, but he can certainly get close to that sort of tier, and he can be the lead ball handler for a team with talented players like Scotty Barnes, like apparently RJ Barrett, and potentially what Grady Dick could become. But do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is all for me for today. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more Raptors content right here on Amateur Sports 2. Here, use this button. Easy to subscribe if you use this button over here. But if you want to check out my other content, my main channel is right over here. That's where I post my probably better Raptors content. The best stream highlights from the streams from this channel are posted here. And here's another video you may want to enjoy as well about Zach Edey. Check it out. I'll see you next time for another video.